Hey folks, today we're diving into something a little off the usual radar. We're not talking about your mainstream binge shows, your viral hits, or anything you'd comfortably watch with your mom in the living room. Nope. These are the hidden gems, mature, bold, often uncomfortable, but deeply human stories. They're not for the faint-hearted. You don't watch these on the bus. You don't casually put them on while eating biryani with your cousin. These are close the curtains, wear headphones, lock the door kind of dramas. Let's jump into 10 underrated shows that deserve way more attention than they've gotten. Shows you should absolutely watch, but in private. 10. Dr. Climax, Thailand. Let's start strong with a drama that's as wild as its title. Set in the groovy 1970s, it follows a straight-laced dermatologist who unexpectedly finds himself moonlighting as a, let's say, unconventional advice columnist. Under the pseudonym Dr. Climax, he starts answering questions about taboo topics, and his life spirals into chaos in the most entertaining way. It starts off light and hilarious, but don't be fooled. It slowly pulls you into deep waters, tackling societal shame, repressed emotions, and the price of personal liberation. With only 8 episodes, it's compact, but intense. And let's just say, this is not one to watch with the family around. But it's definitely worth locking in for a night or two. Where to watch? You'll find it on a major streaming platform with a big red N logo. 9. Double Fantasy, Japan. This one is not just a story, it's an emotional excavation. We meet Takato Natsu, a successful screenwriter stuck in a suffocating marriage with her manager husband. When she meets a theater director, sparks fly, and not the good kind. It's messy, raw, and very real. She walks out on her life, chasing something more honest, more hers. It's only 5 episodes long, but packed with tension, vulnerability, and the kind of dialogue that makes you pause and go, wait, what did she just say? If you've ever questioned what it means to be your authentic self, or felt the weight of someone else's expectations, this one hits home. But fair warning, it's very adult in both tone and visuals. So maybe skip the popcorn and keep a glass of wine nearby. 8. Hyena, 2006, South Korea. No, not the legal K-drama from a few years back. This is a whole different animal. Think Sex in the City, but swap the ladies for 4 30-something Korean men, navigating relationships, work, and life's unexpected curveballs. It's quirky, it's raw, and it isn't afraid to show the awkward side of being an adult man who still doesn't quite have it together. What makes this show special is its honesty. There's no glossy filter. These guys mess up, learn, and mess up again. It touches on themes like sexuality, secret romances, and the quiet desperation that creeps in when society tells you to have your life figured out by 30. It's longer, 16 episodes, but once you settle into its rhythm, it's addictive. 7. Laboom, Taiwan. Laboom, which translates to the first time, is short, sweet, and hits you where it hurts. In just 8 bite-sized episodes, about 10 minutes each, we follow 2 young people who've never been in love before. They decide to throw caution to the wind and trust in fate. What follows is a whirlwind of joy, pain, heartbreak, and discovery. It's romantic but not sugary. It's dramatic but not overdone. And while the title might suggest something playful, the show hits some surprisingly emotional beats. Think of it like a beautifully written love letter that someone slipped under your door late at night. It's short enough to binge in one sitting. Just make sure you've got tissues nearby. 6. Mosaic Japan, Japan. This one's for the curious minds. Imagine you get laid off and return to your sleepy hometown, only to end up working at a company secretly producing adult content. That's what happens to our main guy, Richie. And boy, does his life take a turn. The show doesn't just dive into the adult film industry, it critiques it, mocks it, and exposes the gray areas most people never want to acknowledge. It's darkly comedic, fast-paced, and more philosophical than you'd expect. There are only 5 episodes, but it feels like a roller coaster ride through Japan's underground economy, censorship laws, and moral contradictions. Again, watch alone. You've been warned. 5. Romance Bufu Iiki, Japan. This one feels like a hazy dream you can't quite explain to anyone. Sato Tamio, a struggling art teacher, steps into a love hotel on a whim and ends up falling for a mysterious woman named Sarika. But of course, she has secrets. Lots of them. There's a slow, creeping intensity to this drama, It's about loneliness, vulnerability, and those impulsive moments that end up changing everything. It's only 5 episodes long, but it packs in an emotional punch that lingers long after the credits roll. It's romantic in an unconventional, quiet way. Perfect for those rainy nights when you want something heavy but beautiful. 4. Hit the Spot, South Korea. Now this one is a bit of a mystery, even to fans. Details are limited, but what we do know is that it centers around Hui Jai, a character who seems to have it all together on the outside, but is quietly unraveling inside. She's surrounded by people who get her, but she's not sure she even understands herself. It explores identity, intimacy, and how confusing it can be to navigate relationships when you're not even sure what you want. It's an 8-episode series that's praised for its nuanced storytelling and mature tone. Definitely under the radar, but full of depth. 3. Shinitai Yoru Nikagite, Japan. Translated loosely as Only on the Nights I Want to Die, this drama doesn't sugarcoat anything. It follows Hiroshi, a man dealing with depression and loss, as he reflects on a 6-year relationship with a woman named Asuka. She's complicated, he's broken, but their connection is genuine and raw. Despite its grim-sounding title, the series is surprisingly full of humor and warmth. It explores what it means to heal, to let go, and to fall in love with someone else's flaws. It's only 6 episodes long, but emotionally layered. It's the kind of show that leaves a quiet ache in your chest, in a good way. 2. Somebody, South Korea. This one is for the psychological thriller fans, but make no mistake, this is dark, like really dark. The story kicks off with a murder connected to a dating app. Our lead Sum is a socially awkward developer with autism, and she crosses paths with a charismatic architect who may or may not be a serial killer. Spoiler, he totally is. What follows is a cat and mouse game mixed with sensual tension, mental manipulation, and a lot of uncomfortable questions about desire and identity. It's unsettling, graphic, brutally honest, but also one of the most visually striking and psychologically intense shows in recent years. With 8 episodes, it's binge-worthy, but you might need to take breaks to breathe. Definitely not dinner table viewing. 1. The Naked Director, Japan. Saving the boldest for last. This show is a fictionalized biography of Toru Muranishi, a man who went from selling encyclopedias to shaking up Japan's adult film industry. But this isn't just about nudity or shock value. It's about rebellion, censorship, freedom of speech, and how far someone will go to chase a dream. It's controversial, daring, and unapologetically in your face. And yet it's also weirdly inspiring. Muranishi is portrayed as a man with a vision, one that constantly pushes him into dangerous territory with the Yakuza, the law, and even the people he works with. If you're okay with content that's unfiltered and honest about the adult industry, this is a must-watch. The performances are top tier, especially from the lead actor, who gives it his all. Literally. Season 1 has 8 episodes, and there's a sequel too if you're hungry for more. These dramas aren't just provocative for the sake of it. They're bold stories that explore the human experience, the messiness of relationships, identity, pain, and freedom. Some of them are funny, others are tragic. But they all have one thing in common. They don't play it safe. So if you're up for mature, intimate storytelling and don't mind blushing a little along the way, these 10 shows are worth checking out. Just maybe don't watch them on full volume in the living room. Lights off, headphones on, enjoy.